In a man's world, she's too shrewd, too bold, too much. Listen, sister, this dame knows how to love and she knows how to live. She's strictly on the level, like a flight of stairs.
For richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health.
I'm sick right now.
But does our gal deserve to be in such a jam? Sit back and marvel at the misogyny as we toast the leading lady, Disaster to the Wench.
Feel like a new man.
Today's dollop of disaster is Rain, starring Joan Crawford. Brought to you by our discerning wenches, Nina Berry, Cynthia Levin, Brenda Pontiff, and Beth Szymkowski.
Disaster to the Wench.
Welcome to Disaster to the Wench. I'm Brenda Pontiff, and I'm one of the executive producers of this show. And I love old movies. I love watching old movies with strong, bold, dynamic female leads. And I especially like watching these movies with my strong, bold, dynamic friends. But because of the pandemic, I can't do that anymore. In fact, about 2 months in, I was watching Gilda. And after it was over, I went outside and I had a 20-minute conversation with a squirrel in my backyard because I wanted to talk about sexism and the studio system. Now, this was a very engaged squirrel. I mean, occasionally this squirrel would get distracted by a bird, but it was a pretty good conversation. But I missed my friends and I thought, why am I not using modern technology to watch a movie with my friends? So we're watching this movie together and we're including you, the audience, and we're so glad you're here. So here's to you. And now I'd like for you to meet my fellow wenches. I'm Nina Berry, movie maven and novelist.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Levin. I'm a stand-up comic, actress, writer, director, acting teacher who really just prefers to make fun of other people's work because I will not do my own.
Hi, I'm Beth Szymkowski. I'm a TV writer who is just really missing the idea of watching shows with my friends and having a glass of wine in the middle of the day. So cheers.
There's Joan Crawford's name above the title. It was well-deserved. She was the number 3 box office star in the world when this was shot.
Wow. This music is scaring me already. Are they trying to scare us?
Lewis Milestone, also known as Louie, had already won 2 Oscars for Best Director by the time he shot this movie. One of the Oscars was for All Quiet on the Western Front. I think it's really sad, though, that when you see Joan Crawford's name, you can't help but think about Mommy Dearest, that marred her legacy forever.
Yep. I mean, I never even saw her work until I saw this movie and how amazing she is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's so good in this movie.
I mean, aside from the Mommy Dearest movies, you know.
Oh, okay.
Was that her work?
It's very entertaining.
Faye Dunaway may be a little upset by that, but so Somerset Maugham wrote the short story that this is based on. It was then made into a very popular Broadway play with different actresses in the lead, and then was a silent film in 1928 starring Gloria Swanson.
Sounds awful.
Well, look, it's our title, Rain.
The working title for a while was Drip, and they realized it just didn't work.
I thought they were talking about my ex-husband. Really threw it off.
It's a big pipe.
Yeah. Now it's a downpour. And I have to go to the bathroom.
A little bit phallic. Just a little.
Yes. I'm liking it.
With the rain, we get that idea that the rain supposedly washes you clean, but it really also makes things muddy. Sort of one of our themes.
I was in city, the stars that sent me. If you want to see heaven, just
Here comes the choir.
Well, this was about 10 years before World War II, so this is why Japan got mad at us, because we were singing all the time.
Yeah.
In the South Seas, the wind never blows.
That's O'Hara, a.k.a. Handsome, played by William Gargan. He later won an Academy Award and had quite a big career in TV and radio. And he was best friends with Dave Chasen, the restaurateur. So always good to hang out with people who run a restaurant.
I get very upset with how dirty people's shoes get in this.
I hope you're not coming into my house.
There's a phallic symbol.
Yep. And everybody has a back problem.
Oh, it's sciatica.
I think these camera angles are so sophisticated. I mean, I know Citizen Kane got a lot of credit for doing some of this, but to me, this was way ahead of its time.
Now, Lewis Milestone is known for his use of fluid camera movement. There's a lot of movement of the camera in this film. It was hard to move the big early sound cameras, but it makes everything more complicated when you move the camera, but he uses it a lot, you'll see.
Your donuts coming in. If we don't get horned down at the dock for cigarettes, these boys will tear down his store.
That's the plot line, everybody. Just going for a pack of smokes. Kyle, you're going under my dress if you don't act right.
That's okay. He's going to write a book about her. See, the moral of the story is be nice to your children.
How's it by you today?
Hello, you all right?
Kind of chewy this morning, ain't we?
Get rid of it.
Maybe coughing.
Get rid of her.
Mama. Where's the old man?
What's he worth, huh?
His actress's name is Mary Shaw. She was also in a movie called The Hurricanes by John.
We'd have that bird on his feet and down
Sounds
to the
pleasant.
dock.
She's had a good life so far.
Yeah. All of her movies are about weather.
Yeah.
What's the matter, Mama?
Went missing
man
after the
acting up
first
again?
scene.
Terrible. What do you say? My husband is a very good man.
She's got a mole on her over her lip, which means that she's either ugly, old, or a bad woman. So, oh, there it is.
There it is.
Everybody back off.
Donuts in, Joe. Well, what of it?
No calicron, no sardine, no peaches, no corned beef.
And no cigarettes. On your feet, mate. Fall in. Wait.
They like carrying people around.
Morning for life, friend.
His actor is Guy Kibbe. He's a contract player you see in a lot of movies. He left home at 14 to join a traveling show.
Everybody's dream.
Let me see.
These are the good people.
You want my passport, don't you?
Yes. Clean.
The
inside.
clean people, yes, we're clean.
My husband and I usually use the
You
same
see that all the women
We have
here
separate
don't have their
registers
own first
in
name.
case
They
I
all go by
wish
their
to visit the
husband.
other island while he's ready.
Unless their parents actually named her Mrs.
I
Robert.
wonder why, Miss Crane. Doesn't it
Just
ever
don't know.
This is Kendall Lee. She just happens to be married to the director.
That's right. You can tell by my acting.
That explains so much.
Wait just a minute.
Oh,
There you are.
There it is. There's only 2 things in here. It still took me 15 minutes.
This person's a slow reader.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm watching Nursery, Romper Room or something.
That actress is Beulah Bondi. She was a Broadway actress and had her first movie role at the age of 43.
She looks like a Beulah.
I don't think
Yeah.
it means anything at all, sir.
Then it's certainly well named. Unusual weather, of
And
course.
that's an Irish actor named Matt Moore. He was in over
What will it be like
200
in the
films.
theater? Unusual.
I think he looks a little bit like William Powell with the full face.
And we know he's smart because he has a pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to
There's Colonel Sanders.
AKA Walter Huston, who was the father of director John Huston, grandfather of Angelica Huston, and great-grandfather of Jack Huston.
What's the matter, Alfred? Has anything happened?
He's such a Karen,
Not sail today. Why?
One of the sailors aboard the schooner has come down with cholera. He cannot start until it is certain that none of the rest of the crew are affected. It may
Doesn't
mean a
use
delay of
contractions.
several days.
I
think I
prefer the cholera.
But where can we stay?
At the general
How was that,
store.
darling? Did I read that well?
Now, that's not the whole
You won't fire me like the last one, will you?
Well, upon my soul. This is
They are not social distancing and cholera's about. That's dangerous.
No mask.
How did you catch cholera?
Mrs. McPhail, Mr. Horn.
I don't know.
It was in the water.
It's in the water, but
Right.
but people to people too, right? I would think.
I might be.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know.
We'll call Dr. Fauci.
Yeah.
Can nothing be done?
Keep your eyes peeled. Coming up soon is Joan Crawford's entrance. Totally a star entrance. And it's unlike anyone else's entrance in the film. It comes
Love how
at you
they
sort of in
watch-
Hey,
pieces.
Joe, if my guests will pardon me for a few minutes, they shall have my personal escort to the hotel.
It's a fancy hotel.
If there's anything I hate, it's reformers.
Right, and the fact that both my wife and I are pregnant right
You
now.
better watch yourself while that little
God.
is on the island. They'll break your back to save your
Fool.
soul. What's his badge? An investigator of native conditions. A professional reformer. He wields more influence in the South Seas than the sun, the planets, and the American government. The Wenches yet to come. Worlds of wisdom. The Wenches yet to
Somerset mom was an atheist. Guess who that is?
Yeah.
Oh, the milkman.
You may take the British Lion by the tail. You may twist it.
Oh.
You may jerk it. You
Twist
may
it,
yank
yank it, jerk
Look
it.
at all the great teeth.
But dash it on, you can't pull it out by the roots. I say,
Ba-ba-ba-boom.
take it, Joe.
And then you have Tony Curtis from Some Like It Hot.
I want you to meet Johnson. Sadie, meet the boys.
Boy.
And this
Hiya, fellas. I
That's-
think I'm thirsty. Anyone else?
Yeah, that's a good drinking cue right there.
Every time she.
Say, what's this about the delay? How long am I booked for this bird, do you know?
Well, I'd compose myself for a 2-week stay.
Well, that being the case, what can't be helped, as the saying goes.
That job in the field keep all right, Sadie, so I shouldn't worry about it.
Ah, never worry, little one. Make the best of things today, 'cause it can't be worse tomorrow. Besides, I like the boys here.
Little foreshadowing, anyone?
Hello, handsome. When did you leave Kansas?
Oh, my chiclets. Hi. I got 17.
Shut up, you hyena. He's very shy, miss. Don't mind him. Lay off, sailor, or I'll swab the deck with you.
And I'll give you one of my
Don't
teeth.
hurt him, handsome. I came from Kansas once myself. As fast as I could hoof it.
He's totally cool, you know?
Fine.
She's so fun.
Very pleased
Yeah.
to meet a lady.
Better look out, miss. He's liable to bite.
Had too close. They act like they'd had too much oats.
Oh, she is a one. Lads, allow me to inform you that Sadie is a bit of all right. So you'll find Sadie someplace to sleep, won't you, Joe?
With pleasure. And now, shall we discuss our sordid business matters?
Now, you know how it is when you're traveling a bit short. You see, Sadie left Honolulu a bit sudden-like. She's a good kid, although she's down in the luck a bit. Now, she can't pay over $1 a day for a room, and you've got to take care of her for that, will you, Joe?
Right, speak for me, milkman.
on board myself. I got a
Oh,
burner with me, and besides, I don't eat so much.
Oh, that'll be all right. Mrs. Horn will take care of you.
Well, here's Bubbles.
yeah, more shots of the rain here. Our cinematographer is Oliver T. Marsh. He was a very prolific cinematographer. About the first Sadie Thompson film, as well as a bunch of movies starring Joan Crawford, like Zest and Dancing Lady. The Great Ziegfeld did Another Thing. He did The Women.
Yeah, you like the women. And a lot of fluids, too.
Yeah. The director of this movie is the director of our next film, too, Strange Love of Martha Ivers.
Oh.
Lewis Milestone, same guy.
Is that hope on the horizon?
Terrible back home in the States now.
How so?
Everybody being made to behave.
Yes, we live in the day of the new commandment. Thou shalt not enjoy thyself.
I saw it coming 20 years ago. That's why I left Chicago.
Important to
I
do
wanna
rest
teach.
self-exams.
Yeah, I found it too. Friends, you behold
You can do
here
it
the
too.
last
Just unbutton your
remnants
blouse.
of earthly paradise. That's my quarrel with the reformers. They won't let it alone.
Yes,
I love
can
wearing
readily
white
see
in these
how
tropic
reformer
islands
might
that are
feel a little
muddy
out
and
of
gross.
place here. Sort of like a school mom
Become
waking up
see-through,
in a
sweat now.
house.
You remember what we were talking about the other night? Have you told Dr.
No.
McPhail yet? You mean about marriage customs and the moon dancing? Yes. What did he say? Well, he never says very much, but I'm sure he thought it was perfectly awful.
I promise you, he would never do anything like that.
I create a personality for him because he doesn't have one, and that way we'll stay together, you see.
Nothing of life except to be allowed to eat and sing.
Oh,
and
someone's
dance and
smoking
sleep.
some pot, I think.
Thinking gives them a headache.
You have to deal with all
Trees in the
these
sea
white
gives them
people.
all the food they want, so they don't have to fight.
The
They're satisfied with their
childlike
gods of
depiction
wind
of
and
natives
wave.
is
And
problematic.
along comes Mr. Davidson and tells them
It's
they're
very
lost
unfair.
souls. They've got to be saved whether they want to be or not.
Too bad, man.
Interestingly, Horn seems to realize that. You know, he does view them, he does criticize them, but at the same time, he's pretty progressive in that their way is the right way.
Well, he understands that the white missionaries are in the wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, he's enjoying himself.
Yeah.
He's having a good time.
Yeah.
Here, and besides, his eyesight's bad.
Yeah, I know. His is bad and yours is good. But mine's
Mine's
better, and I'm
better.
taking hands. You boys can pick up those packages and tag along and back if you like, but don't get run over.
That's done it.
The jackass said, no, not now, it's too hot. But in the cool of the evening, I'll be there. Moses on a mountaintop. So this is the sunny South Seas. What a place. Nothing but quiet and mud. Farewell, pretty ones. Farewell.
So she arrives
Hey,
with
look like that's
pure white
our
shoes,
first
but
override.
now that she's there, she's
Take
been
that
sullied,
tumble down
right?
anywhere,
So
boys.
it's kind of
Well,
pro
it
sex
gets
worker,
mine and
like
me looking neat and
also
chipper
an
when I get
ominous
to a
sign.
Pierre's shop.
Oh, I shouldn't
already
worry
been
about
sullied?
that, Sadie. With all these
Sullied.
things consumed,
Yes.
I know.
mine
Did
is
something
a
happen?
pad.
Well, they're dirty. She arrives and they're dirtied.
Yeah, I know.
I
I'm
should
just
worry
kidding. I
and
mean, mucho sexo already? She's been busy. Went from bubbles to everything else.
Will be unendurable.
Why not sew them today? I have no fancy
She's
for being eaten
unendurable.
up tonight.
I prefer not to do any sewing on the Sabbath. It would be different if one were indecently exposed by a tear in one's
Yes.
clothing, for instance. But under the circumstances, it might be a very bad example for the natives.
Right. Yes.
Suppose I'll find a
That's
free throw down the
naked.
pier, won't I, Grandpa?
Things ought to brighten up considerable after you get there.
Oh, Mr. Horn!
What a flirt.
Dad, I thought you'd been
What a
thirsty enough
gift
to
you're
look for
handing
the
my
fine
ass.
thing here. There's the shy Kentucky refugee. Who's got a corkscrew?
I do.
Here you are,
24/7.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Give me the corkscrew.
Corkscrew, but not a dentist.
Well, now, ain't that a beautiful sight? After you, Art's delighted me, Gizzard.
I'll find a glass for you, Miss Thompson.
What for?
Drink.
Down
Here
the
she goes
hatch.
again.
Now, there's
Oh, yeah.
a lady after me own art.
A friend of mine slipped me that just before I left Honolulu. Not that you'll need it, Sadie, said he.
And right he was, Sadie. You're not the type that needs hooch to pep you up.
I was born hooched.
Holy Willie, look at this.
I was born.
Wabash Blues.
Music.
got
And a
music.
nip of liquor. That's what a rainy day is for, says
Another
I.
great camera angle.
Can you dance, handsome?
Yeah, she's sort
No,
of
Miss Thompson.
trapped
I'm a
already
club
by
boy. I
the...
never could twist my legs right.
Well, I'll learn you before I leave. That's a threat. Quartermaster here's a great little stepper. You ought to see him shake a shoulder. For one of his brains in years.
Joan Crawford did start off as a dancer,
Come on, Ethelbert.
so
let's
it's
show these
appropriate
other boys
that
how
they
he beats hip in
have
the
her
gay
dance here
days
early
of
on.
Honolulu.
Right, though. Let's have
I
a
love
go
this.
at it. Yeah.
What I like about this is that
Now, nothing too
she's,
fancy now.
you know, it seems like nowadays depictions of prostitutes are kind of hard and tough, and she's just fun.
Yeah.
Than everyone else because she's more fun and enjoys life.
Yeah, she's the pretty woman version.
Yeah. Yeah. You said the word fun, and Mrs. Davidson came down the stairs because she heard you say that, Beth.
Somebody say fun? Well, I'll break it up. Break it up.
Come on now, glide. Young woman, young woman, have you no respect for the Lord's Day? What? This is Sunday, young woman.
I love this scene so much. What?
Simply remind
What?
you that this is
You're not even turning around. It's the best.
right one. I say this must stop. Do you hear me?
She needs a T-shirt with just Killjoy on it. Yeah.
I am being disturbed or not is of no
Gertie has round glasses. She's winning.
Days in the week to dance if you must dance.
It's like the minister in Footloose.
Sort of thing generally
How
goes
dancing.
on.
Well, it's a general store, ma'am.
Oh, now, Fred. Complaints registered.
I love that. Complaints registered.
We get no objection, Mr. Horn.
We're looking down on Sadie here from Mrs. Davidson's point of view.
Come on,
Camera.
Come on, boys, we're moving. You bring the records, Handsome, and you the hoop children. Drop in later if you feel like it, Mr. Horn. Always glad to see you.
Who is that young woman?
Her name,
Oh my
ma'am,
God, I
is
brought my
Thompson.
purse to speak with you.
What is she?
I didn't
That's her Estelle Getty impression right there.
I am aware she was.
Why are my boobs long? I'm sorry, that wasn't the question. Sorry.
I've argued it out with the governor, but there's nothing to be done.
That means 10 days here.
2 weeks, probably.
Well, I've prepared for the worst and taken rooms for us upstairs.
Oh, I hope you got separate ones.
With nothing
Never mind, never mind.
Some
Don't look at
Boston
my list.
activities likely to
He's just
prove
thinking,
real.
oh God, 2 weeks, I gotta
Portion
sleep
of
with
the
that.
day will be occupations. Certain hours of the day we will set aside for study. Certain hours for exercise, rain or shine.
That's what they call it
And
back
two
then.
certain hours will go
All
for
right, exercise.
recreation.
Recreation.
I love how we catch glimpses of Sadie dancing in the background.
Yeah.
One's
Oh, yeah.
happening over there.
Great.
Exceedingly common. Very flashily dressed. In fact, she looks rather fast to me. Perhaps you noticed her on the boat.
I met her. Rather a good-natured girl on a waiting position in a pier.
Kind of a girl.
Oh, just an ordinary human being, not over-prosperous, I should say.
I think it's perfectly outrageous for her to keep that music up, don't you?
She wishes to play her own machine. It is not our right to interfere.
Her
By the
own
way,
machine.
Doctor, we can visit the Naval Hospital tomorrow if you think it would interest you.
It's a busman's holiday, but I'll go.
Interesting, though, that the husband, the
Ardua
preacher,
must be going out before her scheduled time.
at first is tolerant for a moment.
See her go. She seems
Well,
to
until he
have-
sees her, kind of, right? Yeah.
You better hurry, little one, or you're gonna get left.
Right, though, Sadie, I'm sorry I can't stay for lunch, but I'm off. But I hope I'll see you again sometime because you're a good kid and I likes you.
I'll tell you what you do. You write me a nice little loving postcard, will
Well,
you?
I tell, a nice little postcard.
And once you write it, just drop it in the ocean.
Well, bye-bye.
Hello.
Hello,
Bye, Nora.
No, bye-bye, bye-bye.
Up here in the frozen north in the land of the Eskimo.
Oop.
Hi, Mr. Davidson.
Nice breath.
I got stranded on the Mary Jane, and I guess I
This is
never
beautiful
will get on
blocking.
again.
Just beautiful.
Goodbye, Mr.
Yeah, as he
Davidson.
moves, the camera moves. It's like they're surrounded by fun, horror of horrors.
Very nice. Goodbye, Mr. Davidson. To me, oh, the Queen's in rock. Hello, Mr. Davidson.
He's inebriated, darling.
Better
Lean
get
back.
aboard, Quartermaster, as fast as you can.
Righto. Well, goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye, folks. The Queen up is named Gumdrop Salmon. She's very nice to me. The King's in wrong, but I'm in right. The King stays out most.
Listen, I've been all these people.
And the nights are
Circumstances. Don't look at him.
Come on, the tea's getting cold.
I've been her too.
Ooh, now we have the look.
Yeah. He knows. He's trouble.
Yeah.
The hell of a look.
How long has this been going on?
All morning.
Where did those Marines come from?
They just appeared from nowhere in her wake. If we're to have a
Magic.
fortnight of this sort of thing, I don't
Magic
know what we
area.
shall all feel like at the
It's
end
like
of
she
it.
brought them here.
What's the matter?
And they want to hang out with her.
The woman's on the
Why?
Not
Came to
me.
when I first saw
You listening?
speak of it. The plague spot.
You're boring. You talk to me.
Long-haired guy, and they just gave me the filthiest look.
What are you going to do?
See,
after
filthiest look.
Yeah.
He knows.
To have this house
You
turned
could
into
hear
a
her
bubble.
voice, though. It was so interesting. It was different than the entire rest of the movie.
You know, Mr. Davidson,
It
very
just dropped
well.
down
If
really
you
low.
think
Yeah.
fear
Yeah.
of physical
Really
danger
interesting.
is going
Sincere.
to stop him in the
Yeah.
performance of
Yeah.
his duties.
Top, this has gone far enough.
Oh.
Boys, a skid.
Oh, my.
Pick him out, boys.
Oh,
The next time I'll get sore.
There'll be no next time. When you bust into a lady's room, you ought to get someone to introduce you, fella. Fall in, sweetheart. Alfred! Alfred!
Alfred. Oh,
Taking my ball and going home.
I don't know what he'll do.
He mad at my long boobs. Would someone answer?
That girl's shoes for anything in the world.
I think he is.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Now, who brought the sunscreen?
Like, there's the guy who kind of looks somewhat appropriate, and then this guy is like Uncle Saul, playing an islander.
I like the boat pasted up at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the fact that it looks like a tsunami, and they're all just very casual about it. It's all right. Yes, nice netting today.
We're out for a walk. Just 2 steps. Like walking through hot pea soup.
What time of day is it?
These scenes like this, I'd like to be one of those guys sitting in this situation, in the rain, under a roof, just hanging out, maybe have a little afternoon cocktail, you see? No, I'm not an afternoon drinker normally, but
Why twiddle?
What the hell?
a good idea right now.
Well, he likes his life.
Back in Illinois, where I was raised, it was generally believed that a person who stayed away from business more than one working day in every 10 years was a loose, dangerous, and depraved character.
I feel like he's critiquing capitalism here.
You don't see a bottle around here
Like,
anywhere,
if you
do
don't
now?
work, you're depraved and loose back home, but back here, but over here?
Well, Americans are known to be, you know, we just work too much. We never, you know, like Europeans take real holidays and we don't.
Yeah,
very true.
But they believe in living. It's really weird.
Yeah.
What a concept.
So it was. There's a lot too much misdirected energy in this world, Doctor.
Are you speaking biographically or autobiographically?
Confidential.
And will you please button your blouse? For God's sakes, man.
That girl, Sadie Thompson.
Well, it's interesting because he's critiquing Davidson here, right? He's saying his energy is misdirected. So
It's your own house, isn't it?
he's the problem, not Sadie.
Yeah, no, he's woke.
Relatively, yeah.
Surely he isn't asking you to turn this poor girl out into the rain.
No, not exactly. He knows there'd be no place for her to go except a native hut. Not but what I think she'd do better to go to one than stay here, now that he's on to her.
But just what does he want you to do?
Well, he said he wanted to be fair to her and to me. But he wouldn't stand for any doings.
What do you think, Horn? Is she out of Evilay, that Honolulu place?
I don't know and I don't care.
Evilay was a walled-off area of Honolulu where prostitutes were allowed to engage with local sailors.
Legally.
Evilay.
Yeah.
Lives in Rhoda's apartment.
Hello, Doctor.
Good evening.
Her hair is fabulous.
Evening, Joe.
That's a salute.
Mary Walters right
Oh,
through to carry on, don't they?
Why,
Let's don't mention the heat.
Good enough.
Just got around to get myself dressed, and it's most time to go to bed. I've been playing solitaire all afternoon, trying to decide what to have for supper. Tuna fish or beans?
The costume designer, Milo
Beans
Anderson, was only 22, and this was one of his
Gonna
first
play beans
movies.
against
So he
tamales.
only bought one version of this
Tamales
dress
got to say.
from a
Got any
department
can
store,
of tamales,
thinking he
Mr.
was
Horn?
saving a bunch
I
of money,
guess
but
so.
he
Poke
didn't
around
realize, of
until you
course, he was
find
going to need more versions. So he went back
Oh,
to
no,
buy
Mary.
more once the
Lots
movie
of
started, and they'd sold out.
There's so much time
Ended up
lying
having
around
to
and somebody ought to bottle it up and send it back
paint
where they need some.
fabric in order to recreate the dress, which was way more
Don't mind, do
expensive.
you? See,
How
we're
long
here
did the
all by
shoot go
ourselves. If
for?
we sit down and have a
5
snack,
weeks
you boys?
in Catalina.
Have a drink.
One dress. It's not enough? What's the problem?
And she's in it the whole time, the entire
Yeah, it's
movie.
one dress,
I call handsome,
5 weeks, yeah.
No,
Lots of
he hasn't
cigarettes.
been around today.
Lots of
Oh,
pulling
don't
and
matter.
tugging, probably.
I just want to ask him something.
Also interesting that
You
she's
do
a
seem
prostitute and they
totally
put her in
off on the
gingham.
will you?
You know what I said to you last night?
Her calico dress is at the cleaners.
I'd go slow on company for a day or two.
Leopard didn't
I
come
see.
until about 2
So
decades
Davidson
later.
gets over his terrible experience, huh? Do you
And that's a
think
big
I'm to
belt.
blame for what
That belt
happened?
says something,
I
doesn't
ain't
it?
blaming anyone.
Big white belt.
Very nice waist.
Yeah.
What harm are we doing? Just talking and singing? Not a word of thought out of the way when bang goes the door and in he comes, knocking the phonograph over. Here, I says, quit that. Then he began to bawl us out. Well, the boys naturally thought he'd gone crazy, so they put the skids under him.
I know. Anyway, I wouldn't attract his attention.
I know, I was there.
Well, if it comes to that, he'd better not attract mine. I've never known anyone like him, and I don't want to. Say, what kind of an egg is the governor of this place? Do you know?
The governor?
Hard-boiled.
Let's see. Oh, pretty good
Over
sort,
easy.
I'd say. Why?
Oh, nothing. I just wanted to know, that's all. The nerve of him. Going to see the governor.
You don't mind if you look at my
Give
back
him
for a
the
little
like-
while, do you?
How do you know he went to see him about you?
O'Hara told me. He's reported O'Hara to his officer for drinking. I don't want that boy to get any trouble through me.
Oh, I guess O'Hara can take care of himself.
Yeah, well, so can I.
Lets her toss her hair when
Miss
she's a good
Thompson,
toss.
I'd be careful.
Of what?
Yeah.
I'd be careful from
He's a
home
great
to
mix
door.
of the bravado and then at the same time realizing that this guy could be major trouble.
How many times have I got
Yeah,
to
she's
tell
got
you
that armor,
something
but then
don't
you
mean a thing
see
to me?
little peaks
If he minds
of
his own business, I'll
vulnerability.
mind mine. And if he's looking for trouble, I'll see that he gets it, that's all.
Mr. Davidson's opinion of people is never wrong.
He thinks to hear the winds of reform whistling down the chimney. Whereat the low hussy frolics off to buy her supper. Where do you keep your can of mollies, old partner?
If there's any left, you'll find them on that shelf by the door.
Can of tamales?
I had
no
those for lunch.
restaurants.
They're good.
Really?
It's pandemic food, yeah.
Anyway,
Still make them.
no ill feeling between any
I
of
love
us,
it
is
that
there?
they're staying here, though. There's no restaurant. They
Well,
just
I
have to
wouldn't
keep
say
buying
the
shit
doctor's
from the
been
general
exactly
store.
Catholic.
What other cans you got, fella?
It's a good business model.
Got any corn?
He's really visually trapped here. You can start to get foreshadowing there.
Not yet, Mr. Davidson. How's the headache? Any better?
Very little.
I've had it since I got married.
That girl, Miss Thompson. I have an idea she's sorry for what happened.
If she knew what she had really done, she'd be sorrier still. Mr. Davidson has a wonderful heart, and no one has ever gone to him in trouble without being comforted. But he has no mercy
Yeah, comforted.
for sin.
Find your tamales, Sadie?
Yeah. Don't look around. Here she comes now.
Yes, nobody look, nobody look.
Yes, here I come now.
Right.
Why shouldn't I come now? See here, let's settle this. I'm paying for my own room here. Isn't that so, Mr. Horn?
That's so, Miss Thompson.
Will you kindly tell your guests
Oh,
then that I
oh my
have just
God.
as much right here as they have?
Now, Miss Thompson, there's
You're so
anyone
passive
saying you
aggressive.
Don't
And
look
she's
at her. Don't
forthright.
speak to her.
Don't look at her. We agreed, remember?
No,
Yes,
I
yes,
wouldn't
yes.
if I was you.
I don't see you. I don't see you.
I don't think she noticed us.
She's
Look at the middle one. Still nothing to say.
outrageous. Don't.
Darling, are you? Oh, I get a line.
Oh, it's foolish, I know. But it's the first
You're
time
right.
I've ever had
Made me
words
get all
with a
feisty
woman
for a
of
second, though. I
that sort.
got up and then I sat back down. You saw that,
Well,
right?
there's one comfort. We shan't have to suffer
Oh,
this
it's really
sort of
wild.
thing much longer. Mr. Davidson is attending to that.
And he's about to have his baby any minute.
Hello, Davidson.
Alfred, please change your wet clothes.
No, I shall be going out again, probably.
Again? Oh, Alfred, you must try to get a little rest. Alfred, you must.
Every
My
night
wife
since
like
I met
Martha.
you.
Thou hast
nuts.
troubled thyself about many things.
He finds a way to leave.
I do not know what I should ever have done without my dear wife.
Oh, you'd have had fun. Lots of fun.
It was she who gave me the strength and courage to go on.
Thank you for being my beard. Good night.
Alfred, just before you got back, that girl spoke
You
to
still
me.
got her purse.
She dared and
Yes.
screamed at
I
her.
keep it in front of my crotch so nobody knows I have one.
Strange how one's thoughts run to food when there's nothing else to think of.
If it happens, there is a great deal to think of. This Thompson woman you say spoke to you?
Yes, she thrust herself in upon us with no insults.
Thrust herself.
My.
I don't normally talk
But
this
if
way,
I
but I
find her
must.
incorrigible, I shall see to it that he acts. I'm afraid he has no backbone.
I suppose that means he won't do exactly as you want, whatever it is you want him to do.
I only want him to do what is right.
There may be differences of opinion as to what is right.
If a man had a gangrenous
There
foot,
you have your left
would
and
you
your
have
right,
patience
folks.
with anyone who hesitates
Your
to
blue
cut
and your
it off?
red, right there.
Gangrene is a matter of fact.
And is not
Right, or
able-
Somerset Mom was
To
a
me, it has
doctor,
always
and this
seemed
is
a
a
matter of
doctor. I
opinion.
feel like
Anyway,
that's the
poor
writerly
thing will only
voice
be here
coming
until
in
the
to
boat
tell
will
us.
appear gold.
And after she gets to appear.
I can't see how that concerns us.
That's where you and I differ, Doctor. I think it would be best if I spoke
Darling,
to
did
her.
I?
But Alfred, why
tell you I had a big cockaroony.
I cannot act until I have given her every chance.
She'll
It
only
is.
insult
It's big.
Let her insult me. Let her spit on me.
You won't see it.
She has an immortal soul, and I must do all in my power to save it.
You save her.
I'd like to see it. Oh,
Rhoda. Rhoda.
Miss Thompson, I want to talk to you.
I'm eating my supper.
I'll wait until you're through.
Well, I guess the supper can stand by if it's important.
Yeah, it's just tamales. No big deal.
you've convinced me. Come on in. Oh. Don't mind the panties.
He's staring at them.
I know. I love what you've done with the place.
Are those? Never mind. Anyway, what?
I have come to make you a gift. The most precious gift that life can offer.
We get bed and panties.
You want to give me something?
Yes, I want to give you something.
I guess I'm not following you.
The gift I offer is free.
Yeah, it's a dick in the box. That's what he's going to give you.
I don't know why I get all this attention from you, Mr. Davidson.
Because you're the prettiest one on the island.
I think I
You
can
don't
wear
have
along.
personality.
I've been wearing along these several years. I go my own
I
way.
think the
and don't
panties
ask
are just
any favors.
hovering right behind him, like
Those
they're
who have
what's
the
on his.
salvation offered, then
They're,
they fail to
they're on
open
his
the door
shoulder.
must be
They're
destroyed.
they're everywhere.
Oh, I see what you mean.
But they don't mean anything. They don't.
I always make out one way or another. That's all, Mr. Davidson. I'll go on eating. I'm hungry.
You are hungry for
Boy,
the
it's
bread
really
of the
good.
Spirit. You are thirsty for the waters of eternal life.
How many calories are in that?
You mean right by me, Mr.
Funny,
Davidson.
she's
and I'm
hungry, but she's got a
Especially
cigarette
after what
smoking,
happened the
a
other day.
cigarette just going on. The entire scene, by the way. I don't know, or something is on fire. We don't know.
I had a feeling you were laying to get me for that little trouble we had. I felt awful bad about it, and I've
You
been
get the
wanting to
practical
apologize.
light in the middle.
You see, you are
Milestone
mistaken.
uses a lot of
I
the
do not think
practical
willfully.
lighting.
They all said you were sore, but... Well, I didn't think a man as big as you could hold a grudge over a little misunderstanding.
And as big
This
as
is all beside the point, Miss Thompson. The thing that
I'm trying to
concerns
figure out
me
how
now
she
is
plays
to be
this
given
guy.
your chance
Yeah, how to
before I act.
navigate.
My chance for what?
Your chance to be saved.
He's going to save you good.
Oh, I'm all right.
Oh, I'm all right.
Don't you worry about me a bit. You see, I'm a happy-go-lucky sort of a fella. It's true I'm broke now, but that don't worry me. I'll be all right as soon as I get to a pier. I got friends there.
Yes?
So, like,
What sort
she's
of friend?
stepping into her weakness, you know?
Just friends.
Very weak.
The girl I used to work with is there. And some American boys have opened up a sugar plant. She wrote me I could have a job as cashier. I'm pretty quick at figures.
For some time you've lived in Honolulu, haven't you? What did you do there?
Essential
job?
worker.
What kind of a job?
Well, part of the time I had sort of a singing job.
Boarding
My
the
voice ain't
troops.
so bad if you don't listen too hard.
Before you went away to Honolulu, where were you?
Where they come from, you mean?
Yes, where did you come from?
Well, I was born in Kennesaw, Kansas, if that means anything. Ma and Pa got the California fever, so they sold the farm and bought a ranch just outside Los Angeles.
In reality, Joan Crawford's
About 15
father
there, I guess.
abandoned the family when she was
And
a
Ma
baby.
died.
Her
and I didn't get along so
stepfather
well, so I went up to San
allegedly
Francisco.
started sexually abusing her when
I
she
worked
was
there
11
until the time I
until
went
she
to
went to
Honolulu.
Catholic
What made you
school.
go away to
She had a
Honolulu?
rough early life.
And that's how you become an
I don't
actress.
know. Wanted to change, I suppose.
Oh, you wanted to change. Well, Sadie Thompson,
Sorry.
this gift I have to offer you. What are you going to do about it?
Do about it? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. See here. I told you I wasn't asking anything from anybody. I can take care of myself. Up or down, ninjack or broke, what's the odds? Wherever night overtakes me, that's my resting place. That's my way. Thank you, though, for your interest. It's kind of you after what happened.
Gotta placate him.
Might
we
have been
transition
all right.
it.
Well, I like to keep
But I
friends
got a
with
little
everybody.
feisty for a second.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Miss Thompson,
Sorry, my
just
balls
to
were
be
showing.
patient with you.
I have
see I'm
boobs and
trying
a
to
crotch.
make you
Don't
understand,
forget.
my poor
Everything's
lost
fine.
child. What happened the other day is of no importance. Do you imagine what you or those sailors said to me makes any difference?
You sure are all to the good, Mr. Davidson. And I want to say this. Don't be afraid but that I'll keep to myself. I know oil and water don't mix. Those ladies in your party won't even know I'm under the same roof with them. I'll be as quiet as a mouse. Honest, I will. Besides, I don't want to get any more black looks from him.
Oh, no, you will get no more black looks from them, my poor child. They're only waiting for the moment when they can be your friends, to help you with your burden.
Yeah. Oh, no. You don't know the ladies like I know them.
Amazingly, Joan didn't like her performance in this
Those
movie.
ladies will never be shipped.
I think she's so good, but she's not happy.
But again, if you're not happy, it's all through your perspective. What's going on at the time, so it's all about how you feel. It's not about what actually happened.
I'll admit you've got me stalled. What are you driving at? What have I to atone for?
Your life.
It's looming over like something from a horror movie.
Mr. Davidson, why do you worry
And she
about
like
me?
leans back. It's kind of like a sex scene.
You have had your own soul and trusts, and you have failed. It is my business to show you the way to redeem it.
Haven't I anything to say about myself then?
You can choose but one of two paths.
The air gets thick
What's
right
the
now.
second choice?
Destruction.
Very tense.
And who's gonna destruct me?
The powers which find no place for evil.
And you? What are you gonna do?
Only my duty.
Yeah, I know. You went to see the governor about me, didn't you?
All right, Miss Thompson, I have been to see the governor.
So all you
All right, you're right.
Be bygones. Calling quits on that bust-up we had was just a bluff.
Silent. Are you ready to put away your sins, to live a righteous and decent life, to pray for forgiveness? If you are not, be it on your own head.
I can't fit my sins in my suitcase.
You are on your own. You have lived an evil life, and you have come here to carry your infamy to other places.
You're a liar. Who do you think you all stand there calling me names?
Oh,
you deny
that's
that
the
you
arm
have
grab.
escaped from evil, eh?
I've listened to you all I'm gonna listen to.
Hold.
Now you listen to me.
Hold.
You just told me
Hold.
I better be careful. Well, you'd better be careful yourself. Lay off me or I'll show you what it means when I start to get mad. It'll be worse for you if you don't.
I
Oh,
really
there
wish
it is.
I wish she had a taser.
The devil in you is strong, my poor Sadie Thompson. Evil has claimed you as its own.
You take care of your own evil and I'll take care of mine. I know what you want. You want another scout. Well, you don't get mine. You don't fool me. You want to make me over your way, do you? Well, you just try it.
This is your last chance, Sadie Thompson. Kneel with me and pray.
Let go of me.
Sadie Thompson, you are doomed.
Ah, you make me laugh.
See, I love the stylized acting of these movies. You know, today we actually respond to our bodies and react when we feel like it. Then they had to wait until the director told them to feel something, take an action, you know. Women going around with men's hands on their shoulders for ages. Can I move it? Not yet. No, go on.
I'm there.
This isn't my first year away from home, ma'am, and I ain't been run over yet.
Do you know what kind of a girl this Sadie Thompson is?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. She's
My
awesome.
advice to you is to keep away from bad company.
Bad company president.
Love that one.
Yeah, it's great. She's claiming the power at the
You'll
moment.
excuse this, won't you?
Oh,
Mr. Horn,
Mr. Horn.
I'm just gonna go
Can
tell
I
on
get one
you.
more line after that or no? That's it, Mr. Horn? Okay.
What's the
Get
matter?
her back again.
Just low.
Hello? Maybe.
Maybe.
It's this rain, I guess.
Not the guy who was
Makes
just in
me
here
jumpy.
threatening to destroy my life.
Exactly.
Makes me want to knock my head against the wall.
The long shot here with
Worse when
multiple
it don't
levels
rain.
of blocking
When
using
the
the
sun comes
mirror.
out for a minute, you think you're in a steam room.
Deep
You ought to
focus.
try getting out for a walk.
I was out this morning. I went to see
It
that
looks like
half
somebody
caste
chopped
family
off
you
his
told me about.
tie.
It does.
They
He
slammed
just
it
came
on
from a
my face
magician's
so fast,
show
you'd have
and,
thought I had smallpox. Being an orphan's a wonderful thing.
Sadie, please. You want to get me in a jam?
Okay, Joe.
Thank you, Sadie.
Let's go outside. I took my panties down. I don't know what the problem is. Anyway.
Listen to it. Don't it make
Listen
you
back
want to
again.
scream? But when you do scream, what good does it do you? You haven't any strength left. You're hopeless. Miserable.
Don't talk like that, Miss Sadie. Don't sound like it.
Oh, forget it. I got the fan touch, I guess. I'll get over it. You see, I just had a run-in with that Davidson.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about?
He's not going to let me go to a pier, so he says. And anyone can see with two glass eyes that this side of the equator, he's in right and I'm in wrong. The only thing I can't figure out is what devil's trick he'll use to stop me.
I don't see what he can do.
Yeah, neither do I. But we don't say it with bells, either of us. You know, there's something about that old crow that isn't human. He's deep, creepy. I guess it's his eyes. They seem to look right into you and know what you're thinking. Something tells me I'm gonna need friends soon, Hanson. Far from home.
You just keep your chin up. It'll be all right.
Yeah, but it's not knowing what's going on. Being here alone. And this rain. I feel about so big. Like a kid feels in a bad dream. Things coming at you. You yelling for help and nobody hears you.
Well, anytime you call for help, I'm right here. Don't forget that.
Thanks, Hanson.
Say, look here. If something should go wrong, that is, about you getting to a pier, what'll you do? You might as well make plans.
What'll I do? You mean you're afraid something will go wrong?
No, but if that old nose pusher gets around the governor somehow, and they do stop you somehow, what'll you do?
I don't know.
Go back to the States, I suppose.
No.
Oop, hair
There's
toss.
no way they can make me go back
flip if I ever saw
I
one.
don't see how, unless you want to.
Well, I don't want to go back to the States yet a while.
Mightn't be bad to run back and see your folks.
So Handsome and Dr. McPhail are the only two
Going back to the States
gentlemen in the movie that really don't have the Madonna whore
Don't to me
complex,
either.
I would say.
Yeah, they like her the way she is.
Yeah.
Why, what's the matter,
Makes her
Miss
for what
Sadie?
she is.
I won't go back.
Why wouldn't they?
can't make me, can they?
Yeah.
You don't want to go to Honolulu either, I suppose.
Well, he really likes her. O'Hare really
You
likes
could
her.
go to
Yeah.
Sydney.
Australia? What'd they do there?
Work's easy to get. Living's
The whole thing is
cheap, they
moving
say.
camera too, like moving.
I'd head
and-
that way
yeah.
instead of a pier
That's
if I
how
were
I've
you.
heard it.
You think I'd do better there?
You never get much of anywhere in a pier. Grease spot of the world, they say. And hot, holy bilge water.
I never
Sounds
thought
like
of Sydney.
Houston.
Can I get that from here?
There's a boat twice a month. I'm headed that way just as soon as I shed these hash marks.
Yeah?
That'll be a month and 3 days.
What are you going to do there, Hanson?
Going in the building business. Old shipmate of mine has a place and wants a partner. These 3 years Lefty's been at me to get my discharge and come in with it.
That's a great shot
You'd
through the
like
window.
Lefty.
Mm-hmm.
Me and him joined
Yeah,
the
we get the
service
deep
same time
focus
12
again.
years ago.
Oh, I'm glad you're fixed, Hanson. You ought to do fine.
You know, 2 times Lefty and me joined over. When it comes to number 3, Nick, says he. Guess what I'm going to do, says Lefty. Well, I knew without guessing. So I stood up with him and the bride, and they shoved off to Sydney, me throwing the rice.
I bet you'll be glad to see him.
If you should go to Sydney, Lefty and Maggie had put you wise what to do.
Can't I just hear Lefty's wife yelping with joy at the sight of me?
You haven't any cause to worry about Maggie. You two would get along swell.
Baby boy, I know females. You don't.
I got an idea what's on your mind. But Maggie ain't the kind of a dame you're meaning. She's square from the toes up.
When do we get
Then
see
the
that
kick highest,
accepts
always
her
seem to
and
settle down hard.
Maggie's like
Maggie-
her and
Yeah, one of her. So it'd be okay. You can come.
yeah. You can still find love. You can still have a
You met her in Honolulu.
great life.
Yeah.
They were both nuts.
She has the
for
same
each other, like
background,
the
and it's
sun.
interesting that
It never
this is the
mattered
second
to
time in
either
the movie
of
she
them
talks
anyway.
about being worried about what other women think about her.
Yep.
They won't accept her.
And Evelyn?
Right.
Women who
Because,
buy into the patriarchy are
Knowing
like the
the worst
worst.
to begin with
Yeah.
isn't always the worst way to begin.
I mean, if men weren't such sluts,
Of course,
right,
if there's
we
some
wouldn't
reason
have
why you
to,
set for a
women
pier,
wouldn't hate each other. We'd be
Yeah.
so close,
someone
it'd
you
be
wanted to
ridiculous.
see there,
We'd actually spend time together.
I wouldn't want to persuade you.
Let's blame it all on men. It's true.
Well,
Then there's
they,
another thing.
I mean, I
you
I
go to
think that's
Sydney
where it
now,
comes from. I mean, they're,
I'll be home
you know,
in sight in a few
can't
weeks.
Yeah,
control
no,
them.
it causes the
Not that
competitiveness and
that
the
means
judgment.
much to you, maybe.
Yeah, the
Yeah, we
mistrust.
wanna-
You can't trust. So,
Having so many
We
friends
want to
has
fit in with
what
their
they can do
idea,
with
or what
one
we think
more.
their idea of women is.
Right.
Yeah.
That tears us apart.
You know, you're an awful
Of course,
funny
it is
fella,
kind of
Hanson.
sad that he's offering her
Yes, I'm
the
the dumb-bell
salvation
king,
that
all
all
right.
women, to get married, to have a guy that'll save you. It's kind of
yeah.
sad.
But-
It's conventional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
if
and
you're in the space that she's in, you don't really believe that
I
there's
was
anything
thinking of
better.
something else.
So
Yep.
there's no belief of something
How
better
about-
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Really,
Changing
really
your route
captures
and
that.
going to Sydney
Yeah.
instead.
Sure. Why not? I guess no one can stop me from doing that. What a simp I was getting a wind up all over nothing. Here I was jumping with the shakes and nervous as a witch because that dismal crumb wouldn't let me go to a pier. Well, a pier my foot. It's Sydney for mine.
Apia, by the way, is in Samoa. Or in American Samoa.
Let go.
The film was actually filmed in Catalina.
Who's writing me a letter?
That's
You
Hollywood.
know how it rains in Catalina, you guys. It's nuts.
It's from the governor's office.
Endless rain.
I think they had a pretty good rain machine there.
Yeah, I think so. Can you imagine being on that set? Oh, God. No, it's not very romantic, or what's the word I'm looking for? Fun.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
I love that.
I want to back. They can't make
Every time I get a letter from EDD, I go,
Well, it's 1932, so I'm wondering if this is like remnants of the Del Sarte acting system. You know, they would have the pose.
Del Arte?
Yeah. Del Sarte, yeah.
You want me to go with you?
Yeah, will you wait till I get my coat? I'll make
will ya?
Whip pan.
Look at him. Does he ever close his legs?
Wait, they came back inside.
What have you been telling the governor about me?
I've been hoping to have another talk with you, Miss Thompson.
Why, you miserable snail snatcher. I wouldn't talk to you
Snail
if you and me
snatcher,
were
I
the
love
only
it.
two people left on earth. Why, you're so doggone mean it makes me sick even to look at you. That's what I think of you. Coming to me with all that guff you spilled about salvation. Then going and having me deported on top of it. Why, you low-lived...
Sadie!
I'm wholly indifferent
Let
to
go
the
of me.
abuse you think fit to heap upon me.
Filling the governor up with a lot of filthy lies about me. And now this comes, and I gotta beat it on the next boat.
I'd hardly expect him to let you stay under the circumstances.
Yeah, well, what did the governor know or care about me? You went and hauled your hooks into me. It's you that did it. You did it all.
I don't want to deceive you, Miss Thompson. I urge the governor to take the only steps consistent with his obligation.
Well, why couldn't you let me be? Was I doing you any harm?
You may rest assured if you had been, I would be the last one to resent it.
You don't think I want to stay in this rain hole, do you?
You are being given every opportunity of getting out.
Come on, Sadie, don't say any more.
You, I know you're kind. You dirty two-faced mutt. I bet when you were a kid you caught flies and tore their wings off. I bet you stuck pins in frogs just to see them wiggle and...
She knows a psychopath when she sees
I
one.
know
Yeah.
you do. Why, you tear the heart out of your grandmother if she didn't think your way and tell her you were saving her soul. Some thing in front of her.
Well, that was
You'll
unpleasant.
be glad to hear that the governor has acted at last. He's a weak man.
Oh, darling, I love looking at the back of your head.
His concern.
Especially at the top. Bug-free tonight. I love it, I love it, I love it.
And Miss Davidson's turned on. She's like,
Foundation that
I'm
I
so
represent
proud.
in Washington
I'm
is
over
not
here with my
entirely
purse,
without
darling,
influence.
remember?
Miss Thompson will sail on the next boat that goes.
How soon will that be?
The Golden Gate is
She looks like
moving
a
from Sydney
ballerina.
next Tuesday. She will sail on that.
4 days more.
I don't get an entrance, so do I? Never mind. I'll just stay here.
oh, we're going upstairs. Yay.
Well,
That was foreplay.
that settles Sadie Thompson's hash, I guess.
You know, she's a ghost.
Mrs. Davison tells me she hasn't closed her eyes ever since that girl came to live under the same roof as
Yeah.
her.
The founder of her religion wasn't so squeamish.
Don't joke about such things. Please, Robert.
Excuse me, Doc. Miss Thompson isn't feeling well. Will you see her for a moment?
Certainly.
Just trying to
She's
figure out
right
a way
out
to get rid of you, lady.
Right. Oh, darling.
But I love the spectator pumps there. Those are beautiful.
Sorry you're not feeling well.
I'm well enough. Not really sick. O'Hara said that just because I had to see you.
Yes, Miss Thompson.
I gotta get back for inspection now. I'll see you later. Keep your chin up.
Thanks, Hanson.
Ooh, who's athletic.
I love that she calls him handsome. It's like a lot of times women are just called hottie or doll or whatever.
Okay.
Valued for
I
his...
don't know exactly what I can do.
Chiclets.
I thought maybe you wouldn't mind asking him if he'd let me wait and go to Sydney instead. It's only 3 or 4 days longer.
I'll ask him.
Tell him I can get work in Sydney. Straight stuff. Tell him I just can't go back to San Francisco now. There's reasons. Will you please?
No, because there's so many homeless people there.
I'll do
You don't
what
want
I
to go
can.
back there.
Thank you.
Oh, God.
Thank you.
Terrible place to live right now.
Oh, Davidson.
And L.A.,
Yeah.
where we
I
are.
want to speak to you about
Yeah,
something.
it's
Shall I
bad,
come
but
up?
I don't, San Francisco is just,
I know it is. I know.
Tell him I
It's so
asked you.
sad.
Tell him I'm sorry.
Better get into your room now, Miss Thompson.
go
I just
hide.
applied my lipstick. Do I really have to hide? All right, never mind.
Well, Doctor, what can I do for you?
It's about Miss Thompson. The governor has told her that if you have no objection, he will allow her to remain here until she can take the boat for Sydney.
I'm sorry, Doctor, but it is useless to discuss the matter.
It appears the girl has reasons for not wanting to return to San Francisco. I don't see that it makes any difference if she goes to Sydney instead. It's only a matter of a few days.
Well, you
Yeah, they
mean
both
this
start with an
interference
S,
for the best,
too.
But my mind is made up.
Right.
If you want to know what I think you're harsh and tyrannical.
I'm terribly sorry you should think that of me, Doctor. Believe me,
I'm
my
going to
heart
say it with a
bleeds for
completely
that
straight face
unfortunate
without
young
ever
woman.
raising my voice.
But I cannot find it in my conscience to change my decision. However, if the governor wishes to do so on his own account, that is his business.
He won't. And you know why.
Please don't bear any malice toward me because I cannot accede to your wish. I respect you very much, Dr. McPhail, and I should be sorry indeed if you thought ill of me.
I have no doubt you have a sufficiently good opinion of yourself to bear mine with equanimity.
Ha!
Burned.
Tell him, Doc.
Well, I won that one. The doctor. Well, I've done everything I could. I spoke to him. That's it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, his name is Dr. McPhail.
Yeah, is it?
Point.
Is that his name?
McPhail.
I think it's
appropriate.
the way they're treating you. I'll go and see the governor myself.
Will you?
Will you?
Will you now?
Now.
Oh, you're awful good. Awful good.
She's like a puppy. Will you? We get to go for a walk. We get to go for a walk. We get to go for a walk. We get to go for a
I
walk.
think I can do something.
Calm down, goddammit. Oh, I won't go.
She's always at the men or the people who can save her. She can never do it on her own.
Yeah. Well,
They're in charge.
yeah, it still kind of works that way.
Yeah.
So powerless.
Bring the news to you, ladies, but...
Uh-oh.
Oh, who's going to Bible read me?
The Bible to me.
Chicka wow wow.
Yeah, that's the foreplay there. Ooh.
Yeah.
Reading Psalms.
Lord, darling.
Let me tell you something. Mr. Davison belongs down big or to us. What's that? What are you saying? All the same I know. He big or to us.
Just totally smoking a joint. Looks
Yeah.
like.
It sounds like she's saying bigot to her, but
It's supposed to be the native language.
yeah.
What's she saying?
What were you saying, Amina?
All the same I know. He big or to us.
A witch doctor, a species of wizard, you perceive. Knew everything, saw everything. Lived by the power of thought. A grilled goat chop had no charms for him. When hungry, he simply ferreted out a devil and ate him up for tea.
I kind of talk gets me the willies.
There was a real Sadie Thompson. Somerset mom met someone by that name when he was traveling to Pago Pago, and he used her real name in the story.
Sounds like
He was okay with that? She didn't sue him?
No one ever heard from her, but you can now visit the Sadie Thompson Inn in Pago Pago where he stayed.
Oh, wow.
Still
All
there.
the rooms have beads in the front of them.
Yeah, that's a substitute for I am home.
I would want to know what happened to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah.
Maybe there too is up.
She was fleeing Evile in
What's that
Honolulu.
the old jig does? Sees everything, knows everything. You know, that's the kind of an eye Davidson has, all right. He looks right into you. He knows what you're trying to hide. Guess it wouldn't be any use to try and hide much from him,
Yeah.
would it?
This is where she's given up. She feels he has all the power, and she doesn't. Sort of surrendering to him in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very religious the way she's looking up.
I'm sorry, Miss Thompson.
I tried everything. I went and talked to him too in a flat voice, and got nothing out of it.
Her shoes are a mess though.
She's always grabbing onto these door, it's interesting.
I'm sorry for what I said to you today.
That was great inner dialogue that she was just having with herself. You saw her decision making.
Getting her body.
Yeah, a shift she had. She had hope for a moment. She
Don't
had.
make me go back to San Francisco.
Knew what she was going to
I'll
do.
go anywhere else you say.
Why don't you want to go back there?
He's above her, looming again.
My folks live there, and I guess I don't want them to see me like this.
I understood you had no people.
I got a father.
But you told me yourself your father did not live in San Francisco. That's not the reason, Miss Thompson. What is the reason you don't want to go back there?
I told you.
No, you haven't told me.
Well, it's this way. I'm trying to go straight now, and if I go back there, I can't go straight.
What will prevent you from going straight if you really want to?
There's a man back there that won't let me.
Why won't he let you?
He just won't. You see, it's this way. I'm scared he'll get me again.
Who is this man?
I think it was her former
Sort of
pimp,
politician.
maybe?
I see. And you fear his influence?
What?
Yeah, that's it.
Or she was
he's
his
bad,
mistress?
and I'm scared of him.
Does he need to know that you have returned?
No,
He's
he'll
official, an official.
Miss Thompson, San Francisco is a big place. It should not be difficult for you to keep out of his way if you want to.
Well, I'll have to get help once I get back, and the only people that'll help me are in with him.
If you earnestly desire to go
It
straight,
does sound
it will not
like
be
that,
necessary
but-
for you
but-
to go
but
to
then
your
when she
former
says
friends for help. My
politician,
foundation will
sort
help
of.
you until you are on your feet. This man you fear need never know you are in the city.
Oh, he'll know, though. All the boats coming in are being watched.
You mean to tell me that every boat coming into port will be watched on the chance that you are on it?
I'm important.
Yes.
Come, Miss Thompson. These evasions are getting you nowhere. Why are you afraid to return to San Francisco?
I told you, because I can't go straight there.
Shall I tell you why you're afraid to go back? This
Smell my
politician
shirt.
you fear is
Go
a
ahead,
politician
smell
in
it.
the uniform. He wears a badge. What you fear is the penitentiary.
Oh, don't send me back, please. I'll be good. Honest, I will.
Is that it, the penitentiary?
But I was praying.
First time
I
she
got away
touches
before they
him.
caught me.
Yeah.
Gee, they'll nab me the minute I get
And he
off
likes
that
it.
boat. It'll be
Yeah.
3 years for
Kidding
mine.
me?
3 years. Oh, give me a chance, will you? Just one chance.
I'm going to give you the finest chance you've ever had.
Yeah.
I don't have to go back, you mean?
Yes, you will have to go back. You will sail for San Francisco Tuesday, as the governor has ordered.
Just such a dog. We get to go out? Oh, we don't get to go out? I get to eat? No, I don't get to
If
eat.
you are truly repentant, you will accept this
Power
punishment.
trip.
You will offer it as the atonement for your sins.
He's a little bit bossy.
When you want me, Sadie Thompson, call me. I will come. At any hour of the day or night, when you need me, I will come. I shall be waiting for your call.
Or your text.
Mr. Davidson, wait a minute. You're right, Mr. Davidson. I am bad, but I want to be good, only I don't know how. So, I'll tell you what. You let me stay here with you, and then you can tell me what to do. And no matter what it is, I'll do it for you.
Oh, well, I kind of like the
Can't
sound
stay
of that.
here. You've got to go back. You've got to serve your time.
You mean to say, if I repent and want to be good, I still have to go to the penitentiary?
Yes,
And that
you've got to
sucks.
go.
All right. You send me back there, and that's my finish.
No, it will be your beginning.
But I was framed, I tell you.
Innocent or guilty, you have got to serve your sentence. It's the only way you can prove you are worthy of mercy.
Innocent and guilty. What are you talking about? Where's your mercy? Oh, no. I guess that repentant stuff is off.
Was it ever on, Miss Thompson?
Whether it was or not, it's off now.
You've got to go back to San Francisco.
Straight orders from your private
Have it.
heaven, huh? Oh, no, Mr. Davidson. Your God and me could never be shipmates. And the next time you talk to him, you can tell him this for me, that Sadie Thompson is on her way to hell.
Stop! This has gone far enough.
Oh, no, it hasn't gone far enough. You've been telling me what's wrong with me. Now I'm going to tell you what's wrong with you.
Climbing up.
You keep yelling at me to be punished, to go back and suffer. How do you know what I've suffered? You don't know, you don't care, and you don't even ask, and you call yourself a Christian.
Our
Well, you're
Father
nothing
who
but a
art in
miserable
heaven,
witch burner,
hallowed
that's
be
what you
thy
are.
name.
You believe in
Thy
torture.
kingdom come.
You know you're big, and you know
Thy
you're
will be
strong,
done
and
on
got the
earth
law
as
on
it
your
is in
side and the
heaven.
power to hang me.
Give
All
us this
right.
day our daily
But I've got the power to stand here and
Forgive us
say
our
you hang me
trespasses
and
as
be
we forgive
damned to
those
you.
that trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom.
Oh, that old
the
chestnut
power,
always
and the
got me,
glory,
too.
Forever and ever. Amen.
Is that the Lord's
Oh,
Prayer?
Lord, hear thou my prayers for this lost
Don't
sister.
do it. Don't do it.
Close thy ears to her wild and heedless
That is the
words.
Methodist version
Our
of the
Father
Lord's
who
Prayer.
art in heaven,
Yeah.
hallowed be thy name.
I'm a Jew. What the hell do
Thy
I know?
kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Oh, God. He's
Give
really
us this
crazy.
day
He
our
really
daily
is.
bread.
I'm saying it
Forgive
now.
us
He's
our
completely
trespasses as we
cuckoo.
forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but
Oh,
deliver
she's
us
being
from evil.
changed.
For thine is the kingdom,
He has the
power,
power.
and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed
Because there's
be
a
thy
part of her
name.
who believes that
Thy
he knows better
kingdom
than her.
come. Thy will be done
Never
on
trusted
earth
herself.
as it is in heaven.
Never thought she was good
Give
enough.
us this day our daily bread.
Easier to give it over to
Forgive us our
somebody
trespasses
else.
as we forgive
Yeah, well.
those who trespass against us.
Given all she's
Lead us
suffered.
not into temptation,
Yeah,
but
so this is
deliver
her
us
last.
from evil. For thine is the kingdom,
Fighting didn't
the
work.
power,
I mean,
and the glory.
it didn't work. He was going to get screwed either way. So,
I mean, I was saved too by accident. It was just only after I made fun of the blondes jumping up and down for the Lord. And next thing you know, I've taken God as my Jesus as my Savior. It was a really
Forgive us our
weird
trespasses
afternoon.
as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
interesting she actually knows the word.
The kingdom,
Yeah.
the power, and the glory.
God's eye view.
His wife is in bed waiting for him. What the hell is taking him?
Well, that praying would turn her on, you know. Whew, she's ready. Ready.
You told her what to do.
He was saved again just by listening.
You know, it's interesting how little music there is in this. And it's just the rain is the score.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's omnipresent. It's oppressive. The name of the ship is Golden Gates. We get San Francisco and sort of a heavenly gates kind of thing all at the same time.
And for slow readers.
Yeah. Even the drums make no noise. Unless I'm missing it.
They're very gentle drummers.
Yeah.
Davidson's getting turned on by the drumming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mrs. Davidson looks puzzled.
Rhythm. She's confused by rhythm.
Oh no, he's gonna start dancing. Dancing.
No, he's practicing his golf swing.
I mean, is that a machete? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that is so scary.
Yeah. One guy holds up his hand and his fingers are missing.
Yeah.
The guy is also a sword swallower, I'm sure. Second act.
You got my clothes? Everything's here. I'll be out in a few minutes.
Everything goeth, everything returneth.
That sounds like the Bible, but this is actually Nietzsche.
Everything dieth, everything blossometh forth again.
Is Nietzsche the one who said if God didn't exist, we'd recreate him anyway? People needed God.
It sounds right. I don't know for sure, but it sounds right.
Big crime, Joe. What do you mean?
Tomorrow she goeth. Thus endeth that episode.
Ah, machete, machete, machete.
Now I'm worried.
Yeah.
That's what she's worried about.
Other dancers are about to begin. We ought to be here to prevent them.
That girl and her salvation are more important to me now than anything else.
Yeah, I'll bet they are.
If you aren't going to stop this thing, then I
Oh, honey, you're too good.
Hey, I wanted to crash this party and make it miserable.
Save my soul. Please. Don't go off to her.
How is she?
Yeah.
Not so good. Has she wondered why I haven't been around? No.
That's sad.
It's all about you, handsome.
Not asked about you at all.
She didn't ask.
No, she didn't even inquire about you.
What about my tie? Did she say anything about my tie?
You don't suppose, do you, that she's had time to think about you or anything else? With Davidson getting her ready to go back to San Francisco.
What's he been doing to her?
Praying.
Praying?
Praying.
That beats with the psalm stuff, huh?
Beached and delirious, I'd say.
He took pretty good care to get rid of me before he started, didn't he?
Good.
Well, I'll beat him to it tonight.
How did you get out?
Walked out.
What's the doing, O'Hara? You aroused my curiosity.
If I was you, I'd ease off to bed with the old lady and not have any curiosity.
Oh.
Ease
you
off the
would
what
you?
with the old lady?
He's off to bed with the
Why
old lady,
would you
like,
do
get
that?
out of here before I cause trouble.
I did
Maybe.
that so as I wouldn't be blamed for anything in case anything happened.
Sounds like another row starting. The most unlucky day of my life, the day that O'Doona came into port. Amina, lock out.
I love
I
that
like
there's
my
cholera
company.
going around and they're sharing drinks
5 days now.
the whole
This whole
time.
household is
I'll get it, I got it, I got it.
With Davidson and old Nick wrestling for her soul. It's got me nervous.
Cheer up, it won't center around how much longer.
What do you know about it? Safe in a brig all week.
What do you know about
There
it?
hasn't been such a casting out of devils since the first chapter of Exodus. The last vestige of mortal sin lurking in that poor critter's heart has been torn out. Sadie Thompson, who blew into my hotel a week ago, isn't anymore. Wait till you see her.
Aren't keeping anything from me, are you, Joe?
Saying
Well,
like
you
she's
see
been
her, I say.
obliterated, like...
She's like a victim they've
Lady's
got trussed
gone.
up to sacrifice to some bloody idol. Yeah, it'll make you
Took
sick
off
to-
her eye makeup and
Get her
everything.
off me, I'll tend to the rest of this.
Glad.
You're not going to recognize her,
My
I
mind
promise
is
you.
blank, save for one
Transformation.
fact. Tomorrow, Miss Sadie Thompson will be on the high seas.
You bet she'll be. Miss Thompson, you're wanted.
All right.
I love that she's just behind those bees at all times. All right.
Sadie,
I love how we see his reaction,
you look awful.
and then we see her.
I was wondering whether I'd see you before I left.
She's in
Been
black,
all the time.
notice. He's been
I'll never
saved,
forget.
but he's in black.
Right. And no bangs. Where's your fringe, darling?
Your horror fringe is gone.
Look here, Sadie. How long will it
Someone
take
gave her a roofie, it looks like.
Well,
I think her mole is even gone. Yep, the beauty mark.
Wow. I still have mine no matter what I
You
do.
hurry as best you can.
Where is it? Oh, it's on this side.
You're leaving this place tonight.
My boat don't leave till tomorrow morning.
Your boat's leaving tonight, and I'm going to see you get aboard it.
I'm
He's
as
been
quick as
religiously
Mr.
lobotomized.
He's going to see me on board.
Mr. Davidson isn't going to see you off.
He is. What's happened? Where is he?
It's like our cult
You're not
leader
going to
now.
San Francisco, that's what's happened. You're leaving here in a few minutes for the Samarkand Islands on a junk. You're to wait there until the Sydney boat comes along.
It's
Then
her
you're going to Sydney.
safety.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you suppose Mr. Davidson would say? He came back and found me gone.
You know the old shouter better than I do. But I don't mind admitting that the sight of his face at that moment had slipped me considerable quiet fun.
It's kind of phallic, too.
Yeah, I just got turned on. Anybody else? Startling,
You've had a pretty
but
bad time
necessary.
these last few days, I guess. Just forget him.
It's mighty sweet and fine of you to go to all this trouble for me.
Fine, nothing. This ain't one small bit of what I'd like to do for you if I got the chance.
It's probably just like a vitamin D deficiency. You know, she's
doing
just
this.
all the rain.
All the
is
rain.
gone.
But
But what?
I can't do it.
Why can't
Too many
you do it?
cans of tamales.
I'm going through with
You got
what
scurvy
I've
now.
gotta go through with.
Are you afraid of Davidson? He'll never get hold of you again. I'll see to that.
No, that isn't it. It'd be awful hard for me to make you understand what's come over me. I can't understand it myself, except that it's happened.
Sadie, this sort of thing don't make you happy. You don't realize it ain't yourself. You gotta forget Mr. Davidson and come with me.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't. You don't know what you're saying. You haven't any idea what you're saying.
Joan Crawford fought for this role. And they didn't want her at first. She fought for it, and she researched and visited some prostitutes in San Diego to study.
Listen.
What's to hinder you repenting?
See, I just think San Diego hookers would be like wearing Izods and yacht shoes.
Yeah.
I just don't think that would be as, I don't know.
Everything's happier and lighter in San Diego, even the prostitutes.
Yeah.
Their stories are much lighter.
That's why she wears the gingham.
Yeah,
exactly.
When I get back to San Francisco, handsome, I've got to go to the penitentiary for 3 years.
You said what to who?
Mr. Davidson says it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, totally, like an angel or a saint here, right?
Of what they frame me for. He says it's the only way of letting me square myself. He says I've got to accept.
But she's still wearing false eyelashes, though.
Yeah.
You didn't take those off.
Yeah.
For my sins.
You want to be different, but still pretty.
Well, you listen.
Right.
Get into your room and throw your
Let
clothes
go
on
of
as
me,
fast as
let
you
go
can.
of me, all right, never mind.
Don't you dare do that again. I want you to go away. Do you hear? Go away.
Sadie.
I mean it. Go away.
Such a good
Sadie,
guy. He's
listen,
so nice.
please.
Yeah.
Mr. Handsome, why can't you let me alone?
We're the boys, Sadie. Come to say goodbye to you. They're going to put your things aboard the junk for you.
No. Why doesn't Mr. Davidson come? Where is he? Where is he?
It is. It's sort of like these
See,
guys
give
are
her
the
the clothes up
drugs,
in that room. That
you
old
know,
feeler's got a license
and
to train.
he's her
Which way
sobriety.
whether she wants to go or
Davidson's
not.
her sobriety. So
Yeah, she's decided that he's the...
yeah, so they gotta get out. They gotta go. Get rid of them.
Sadie, don't. Someone will hear you.
Let me go. Go away.
It's interesting because this was shot in 32 before the Hays Code was really enforced, so she doesn't have to be redeemed, right? But after the Hays Code was enforced in 1934, if you sinned, you had to be redeemed by the end of the movie or punished.
Oh, right, in the movies. Right.
Right, in the movie.
Yeah. Not in real life.
No.
Wait a minute, what happened?
But if the Hays Code was enforced in real life,
That would be wild. But you still
Good.
see that. You know, people talk about all those slasher films, you know, that started 70s, 80s, and how the party girl was punished first. She was the
Yep.
one to get it.
Yep.
So that double standard Madonna horror
Yeah.
Continues to this day.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's particularly interesting here because there's no question that she was not guilty of the crime she's going to go to jail for.
Right.
But just because she's a loose woman, a fast woman, she's got to be punished anyway.
Right.
It's Sydney and us.
And she's
The whole
willing at
works
this point, it
against the
seems.
penitentiary.
Yeah.
And I'm taking you whether you want to go or not.
No, you mustn't.
I think we all believe we're supposed to be punished. I think we come into this world thinking we're supposed to be punished. And that's, you know what I mean? Like you're not here to have fun or be happy. You're here to struggle and suffer to get what you want.
Original sin, right? You're born sinful.
Don't pay any
Yeah.
attention to him.
I'm sorry for you, O'Hara. What you are trying to do is a serious offense.
Not supposed to be
What
easy.
you're trying to do is make a hyena cry.
I'm trying to abduct Sadie Thompson. You've
My
made
favorite
an attempt to
line.
defeat the law. It's
Another
right
one of my
before
favorite
Huston.
lines.
That's my lookout.
Lot of
What
good
kind of a
ones.
man are you anyway?
So good.
Picking on this poor
Oh,
kid
they
here.
had good writers.
Goodness knows she's half crazy.
They're excellent.
Goodness knows she'll have to go back to prison. You're one choice specimen, Davidson. I'll say that for you. They don't make your kind every day.
You are a reckless, headstrong man, O'Hara. You are breaking barracks and attempting a
Reckless,
high-handed crime. You defy the authority of state and God.
He's so good,
You
Walter
cannot go on
Huston.
the way you are going, and I shall see to it
Won
that you
an
do
Academy
not.
Award, as you
Begging
guys
your
probably
pardon,
know,
I ask
for
what you
Treasure
think
of Sierra
you're gonna
Madre.
Back to
later
your
on.
barracks as fast as you can.
He's
and
perfect for
report
this
here to me
role.
tomorrow
Yeah.
after Miss Thompson is gone.
Where do you get these ideas anyway? If it's good advice you want to ladle out, keep it. On such rare moments as I think for myself.
Oh, this is not helping your case. Watch what you say.
I'm here to watch out that Sadie don't make any fool breaks. You gotta do some settling with me before she does any sailing.
You're wrong. I know what I'm doing. I'm sorry, but I see clear.
See clear? Why, he's got you so it's like you don't.
I see what you don't see. What's happened to me don't happen to everybody. I was nothing. I was nobody. Now I'm something. I'm somebody. It's a wonderful thing to know you're being made of some account. The only thing I can't see is how it's happened to me.
Is that the way it is, Sadie?
Yes.
What do you want me to do?
Imagine losing that beauty to
I
the
don't want
Jesus.
You to do anything. anything.
I know.
Damn it.
This scene just breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Just don't say
She's
anything.
so awesome up until now. And
he's
she's
so
gone to the
tender.
dark side. And she seems to really
Yeah.
believe it. You know, they're not playing it like she knows.
Mhm.
They're playing it like she's a believer.
Yeah,
Sadie.
well, she is. I mean, she
is,
really
I
is at this point.
If
And
you
I
and
think
me never see each other again,
what's amazing about him is that he's allowing her to
wanna
be
say
her,
this.
to make her own decisions. And that's the
I'll
beauty
never
of him.
forget you.
Yeah, he knows this is a mistake, but he's got to let her make it.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
So she's the only true partner in the whole movie.
yep. He
Yeah.
respects her.
If you'd like, I'll come back tomorrow and put your things aboard the boat for you. If you want me to.
No, you're too nice. I need to be abused. Don't you get it?
You're too good for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't blame O'Hara, Mr. Davidson. It was all my fault.
No, my poor child, it is not your fault. In the last few days, you have become very close and dear to God. He has tested you and found you true. Tonight he sent the
Uses
devil
himself
to
with
tempt you to
God, I
trust the
think.
living.
He's
Once your soul lay like a stagnant pool in the lowest pit of the deepest valley. But tonight it has lifted to the sun, cleansed, glorified as the rain of heaven.
Yeah, as the rain.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Everything's clear.
Yeah, just give me another roofie. I mean, stop talking.
When you're away, I'm afraid. I get to thinking of how wicked.
It's her whole identity. That's like, if you're...
I just can't believe it's all.
That's how religion gets them.
Yeah.
The days aren't so bad, but it's the night.
Not to be anti-religious, but it's just that when you're a fanatic, it's that
Yeah, the cult-like version.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
We are born to believe
are
that
they
we're
gonna
bad
do
and we're wrong
when you
and you're
can't
not
come
supposed
to
to be
me
happy. So
when
if
I'm
you
alone?
can
When you are
be
alone, my strength will
uncomfortable and
come
do
to you
something
through prayers,
uncomfortable,
which
then
will
you're doing
always
it
be
right.
on my lips.
Right.
So-
Little by little, you yourself will grow stronger, surer, and presently the time will come when sin and terror will be powerless to penetrate the great love that God has wrapped around you.
Uses that word penetrate.
Then will you be redeemed.
Penetrate and great love.
Kingdom and the glory will be yours.
Words, they
Yes.
rip over me.
When you talk like that, I'm not afraid. That old life I led don't belong to me at all. It wasn't me. It was someone else. When I feel like that, Mr. Davidson, does it mean I'm redeemed?
Yes, Sadie. Tomorrow will be a very busy day for you. You'll need all your strength. You must try and get some sleep now.
Oh, let me just touch you one more time. You don't mind, do you?
Don't mind, do you?
A little longer, a little longer, a little longer.
If I wake up tonight and get afraid, can I call you?
When I hear you call, I will come.
Please do.
I'm really tired.
I'm tired. Jesus, is exhausting.
Really tired.
Door in his face. Go fuck yourself. Went out for some tamales. I hope there's
you
some
still
left.
up? Yep, reading. Want anything?
No, I'm off to bed. There's an uncanny concentration about the rain tonight.
Perhaps. Everybody in?
Davidson's still out. Can't sleep.
Can't sleep, eh?
Has uneasy dreams, his wife tells me.
I just broke a HIPAA law.
Everything goeth, everything returneth. So rolleth the wheel of existence.
Is he like saging the place? Is that what's happening?
So runneth the year of existence. Thus spake Zarathustra.
So dark.
Here come the drums. Something's going on.
Uh-oh.
Somebody's, it's native.
He's like in a trance.
Mr. Davidson.
Oh, hi, it's me in the window, you see. Hi. I've been laying here all night. Hello, hello, hello.
This rain and those drums.
Is this Mr. Rogers' neighborhood?
Thinking about tomorrow. I don't seem to be able to do much for myself, do I?
Not yet, maybe, but every prayer is going to make you stronger.
So this is her manipulation here.
This time tomorrow,
You think?
I'll be on
Yeah.
the scene.
I don't know.
Yep, I do.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean,
Absolutely. She
Not in
stuck
this
her head
life,
out that
Sadie,
window.
probably.
She anticipated him coming. She caught him
I'll
on
be
his
in
way back.
prison 3 years.
Made a decision. She wasn't caught off guard.
That's a long time.
Absolutely.
okay. Interesting.
What'll I do when
Yeah.
I come out?
It's more ambiguous for me, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
For hours and hours, I've been wondering.
Out there in the rain, I walked and wondered too. The darkness was full of eyes. I saw things I never saw before. I looked into the awful groves of Astroth herself.
Sadie, you don't have to go back to San Francisco.
What do you mean?
Just that.
Didn't you tell me I had to make a sacrifice?
Yes, but I repeat, you don't have to go back unless you truly want to.
But I do want to. I haven't got anything else to offer. It's the only thing I've got to give, and I want to give it.
I thank thee. I thank thee.
Why do you say that, Mr. Davis?
Because you said what I knew you
I think she really believes that's all she has to give at this point.
I prayed that there might
I
come
really
into your
don't.
heart
I think
so
that she
passionate a
wouldn't be
desire
so
for
light
this
about it if
punishment
she
which
really
you
knew
now
she had
lay
to
as
go
a
back
thank
and face
offering
all that
at the
shit.
Redeemer's feet, that even if I offered to let you go,
Manipulating him.
I hope I'll be strong
He's already, like,
to go through with
he was already, you know, walking through the field, seeing the something
From now on,
of
you will be
darkness
eyes.
eyes saw before. He was already had it in his mind.
Oh, yeah.
Look at his eyes. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
so dark here. Yeah.
That's
He's been
exactly
attracted to her since the moment he laid eyes on her.
Yeah.
But not self-aware enough to probably process all of that, you know.
Yeah, he sublimated it all, right?
Yeah.
She's one of the daughters of the king. He's telling her she's a princess.
She played this. She made herself pretty. You know what I mean? She played this. Look at him. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Do I have to go indoors for this?
Oh boy. Oh. Those drums.
Yeah.
Can't even hear them for the rain.
Very Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde look.
What am I feeling?
Father, 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 I have a penis! Father, 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 father! What do we do about it? It's really fluttering.
You got a thing behind him going like that.
Yeah, what is
Bang,
that?
bang, 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 in and out, in and out.
Oh, Leah. Oh,
Woo!
Ghost.
Now look at that smile.
I know.
Smile.
Oh, you know what I can do with this goddamn thing? Thank you, Jesus. I'm going.
Oh,
Forgot all about that.
Disappears into the darkness.
I mean, every guy I've ever been with looks at me that way right beforehand. I'm like,
Hallelujah. Yeah, we finally see the sun.
yep, yep.
It's a very sex positive movie, really.
It is.
It is.
go fishing.
Yeah. Every guy I've ever been with sings like that when we're done.
Look how fit they are. I mean, you rarely see men like that today.
I was thinking about the, oh gosh, here's where they find him.
Oh.
Yeah.
And his shoes are clean.
It's always an upside.
What kind of fish is that? Everybody's going to eat really good tonight.
Oh, God. Gross.
He comes with this little bag, and think about CSI and all their equipment. But
Right. This is the most attention anybody gets. It's when they die.
Yeah.
You don't have to be there.
He isn't dead, is he? Throat's cut. Been dead for several hours. Suicide. I must tell Mrs. David. No, I'll go back and tell her. I hate to do it, but
I want to
guess she
tell her.
knows something already. She heard the boys calling for you.
Cut their own
Let her hurry.
throats, I guess? I've never heard of that.
What?
He's dead.
Say
Yeah.
what?
Yeah,
Cut
that's
his
how
own
he.
throat, and he says it's
wonder why he
suicide.
did it.
Yeah.
Seems
No.
unusual.
You cut your own throat. I wonder if
That's
the
music.
machete was also foreshadowing. You don't mind if I you. Really?
Oh, that music. Oh.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah. You know something's happened.
Joe,
It's the fastest he's
where's
moved
Miss
all
Thompson?
How did
20
you know about
years.
One of the boys told me. I came over here as fast as I could in case Sadie needed me. You don't think there isn't any chance of Sadie being mixed up in this, is there?
it? No, he did it himself. I hope they don't bring him in here. I
That
don't
felt like a
men that
producer's
act that
note.
way.
We got to be clear
They
that it
don't
wasn't
rescue.
her.
Wait a
Yep.
minute.
Yeah.
Oh, look at them. They're like walking down the aisle together.
They'd be happier.
In step.
Pretty cool, I'll say.
Yeah. Well,
Next
anyway, I'm
Drew,
glad I
next
didn't
Drew.
discover.
I wonder how she'll take it. I wonder... Now what? Listen to that.
My girl's back.
You see? She don't know yet.
I love that we hear the music and
Why
we
is
know
she
that
playing?
means.
Yeah.
One of us ought to go in and tell her what's happened.
She hasn't touched that thing since Davidson went after her. What's she playing it now for?
I don't know.
Look here. Last night she was frightened and all in about going back to San Francisco.
I feel like we're
Why is she
peering
playing
in on
that
the
thing
scene,
first
like we're
thing this morning, when at
Mhm.
noon she's
Just
going
far
race
enough
Sadie she's
away.
afraid to make.
Yeah.
Why?
How should I know?
What do you infer?
I'm not inferring.
Who's going to tell her? You?
About my pants, I mean. They're baggy, they're baggy. Who tells her? Me? You?
All right.
What do you think she'll say?
Miss Thompson,
Yeah? What is it?
let me in. It's Horn.
Oh, no, you don't. Stay where you are. I'll be out in a minute.
It's very important, Miss Thompson.
Okay.
Gonna pull those panties off the thing and put them on.
Woo!
Back. Woohoo! Back.
There we
Hello,
go.
Horn.
Oop.
What's
Oh,
going
I
on?
wish I had more beer.
Hello, handsome. What are you doing up so early?
Sadie.
Surprised to see me all dolled up, huh? Well, why not? I had to put on my best this gay and glorious morning, didn't I? Besides, I'm radiant. Beautiful. You didn't know that, did you?
Quoting Davidson.
Audibly mine
Yep,
for
she
the
knows he was full of it.
Do I feel fine? I do. I'd race you down to the beach if it wasn't for these pesky heels.
Sadie, turn off that phonograph.
Why?
They'll be back any minute.
Who?
Mrs. Davidson.
And why should I turn off the phonograph? Because Mrs. Davidson's coming back? I'm not concerned with what Mrs. Davidson thinks, or for that matter with what Mr. Davidson thinks. My advice to him is to pin on his wings and try the air.
Joe, turn off that
Stay
phonograph.
out of my room, Joe. That phonograph stays on.
Sadie, something has happened.
You bet something's happened. You men. Pigs.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
That's
Davidson
what I'm
said it.
What I've been trying to say all day.
Davidson's killed himself.
What?
Said it so succinctly.
Found him on the beach this morning with his throat cut.
Killed himself. Then I can forgive him. I thought the joke was all on me. But I see it wasn't. Joe, please.
She said she could forgive him because of the suicide, so
that he felt bad about what he did.
Yeah.
Yep. His own hypocrisy got him in the end.
No offense to you and that
She's got a
last
Charlie
crack
Brown
I made,
purse.
handsome.
Yes, she does.
Oh, that's all right.
I'm going to Sydney with you, if your invitation still holds good.
Oh, boy.
Objection, she thinks.
Yeah.
There he is.
That's her biggest
Let's
smile. The whole
Yeah.
movie.
And she's going because she wants to, not because he's helping her escape something.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh.
I understand, Miss Thompson. I'm sorry for him. And I'm sorry for you.
I'm sorry. For everybody in the world, I guess.
So how does she know? How does she know what happened?
Because he's been dreaming about her and talking about her in his sleep.
Oh, is that basically what she...
Well, she's been married to him for a long time, and she knows, you know.
Found that he's done that his hand was penis within his hand.
Yeah, he's done it before.
This was fun, guys. I loved it. Thank you. And thank you to our audience for hanging around and watching a movie with us. So, Disaster to the Winch. We'll be back in a few
Cheers.
Here, here.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Fun times.